It was a wacko time in the United States, he said, describing in unusually candid terms his thinking during the weeks after the firing of FBI Director James Comey, when Bharara was still serving as the chief federal prosecutor in Manhattan. Maybe some people weren't thinking fully rationally, but people were really worried. And people really thought that you had an unhinged president. There was a state of tension and a state of shock that was pervasive throughout the government at the time, Bharara said in an interview for the News Pulse news podcast Skullduggery. Bharara never learned why Trump was calling. But he emphasized it was highly unusual for a president to be calling a U.S. attorney, especially one who had jurisdiction over the Trump Organization and the president's own business affairs. Although he had no open case on Trump, he was concerned about the possibility the president would ask about some other ongoing criminal case, creating an awkward moment where I would have to end the conversation and report it to the Justice Department. But, he worried, who's gonna believe me? Bharara consulted with his deputy, June Kim. We thought about and then rejected the possibility of recording the president, Bharara said, because we thought that's a bridge too far. But, we did think about it. Because, the concern was, both for my protection, and the other party's protection, the other party being individual 1, that nothing untoward was spoken about, or he didn't ask me for my loyalty, etc. It would have been nice to have a record. Individual 1 is how Trump was described last year in court documents filed by Bharara's successor in the case against the president's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, over violations of campaign finance law. Cohen pleaded guilty. Trump has not been charged in the case. Some people say, well, he doesn't understand the protocols, he doesn't understand what the guidelines are, it's all new to him, Bharara said. That's bulls. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what is proper, what's not proper. Because, he won the presidency in part by yelling at rallies in front of tens of thousands of people about the airport meeting between then Attorney General Loretta Lynch and former President Bill Clinton while the Justice Department was investigating Hillary Clinton's email server. Look, there's a theme that runs through all people's meetings with the president, whether they're allies, like Michael Cohen or Omarosa Manigault or others, or they're people who you're supposed to have some arm's length distance from, and they all want to document the phone calls. Either by recording them, thinking about recording them, memorialize them right away, he said. Given the unusual nature of the Trump presidency and his de facto immunity from criminal prosecution under current Justice Department policy, Bharara tends to side with House Judiciary Committee Chairman Representative Gerald Nadler that the full report by Special Counsel Robert Mueller should be released even if that seems to cut against the views expressed in his own book. In your standard criminal case it's a binary choice. And the only thing you can do is you can prosecute or not prosecute. But, he added, there's two things that are unique about the president. One is, he has a shield against criminal prosecution due to Justice Department policy. The other factor is, he is accountable to Congress through a potential impeachment process. And those factors, Bharara argues, should give Congress the authority to take stock of Trump's conduct by seeing the Mueller report. The president's different from everyone else, he said.